Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Xeris Pharmaceuticals XERS Q2 2023 quarterly report. Today is the 14th of August 2023, and today, like I said, we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the Q2 numbers. So I generally follow small cap pharma, I do games, I do kind of what I want on my channel. So if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and thank you. Disclaimer is I do not own shares in the company. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence. And any information given is valid for today, the 14th of August, and the slideshow will not be updated. If we get new news, new slideshow. Great. So what happened last week? So the Q2 2023 data came out. It was not mind-blowing, but it wasn't bad. Obviously, what we saw was an increase in sales, which is definitely positive. And unfortunately, we saw that Merck has decided not to advance their product with Xeris, which is definitely negative. So let's go ahead and look at the data itself. These are the product numbers for Q2 2023. Just going down, there's the four products that you have. Gvoke came in at 15.6 million, an increase of a little bit from Q1. Keveyis came in at 14.1, which is almost a 1.5 million increase from Q1. And then Recorlev was 7.1. That was almost a little more than 2.5 million increase. And then I just call Ugla. It is the EU version of Gvoke. Again, slowly but surely building up some profits at 1.1, which is a little bit of an increase from Q1 2023. And if we look to the very, very right, you can see that the changes in the numbers. This quarter, they increased their sales by almost 5 million, which was big compared to Q1 versus Q4, which there was really no increase in sales. So there's 38 million in total revenues. The net loss was a little under 20 million, and cash and equivalents were $80 million. They said they have expected to break even by the end of Q4 2023 and have 55 to 65 million in the bank. That is pretty nice. There is some big debts coming due at 47 million in 2025 and 150 million in 2027. And I only highlight that because that is a very big number coming up in a couple years. Looking at the products themselves, so Gvoke, so it lowered the price but had more sales. So a nice little expansion there, and they're looking to expand their sales force, bring in 20 new reps and bring the total to 50. So almost 100% increase in sales force for Gvoke. We're going to see how that goes. And then we have Recorlev. So we continue to see uptake in sales as doctors are continuing to use it as a first-line therapy, which is incredibly important because Cushing syndrome has about 3 million people. So obviously, if they can get any kind of part of that pie, they're in good shape. They're increasing their sales force to 30. Keveyis, 9% increase in sales and an increase in price. The generic is on the market. However, the company believes that they can blunt the impact with the current resources in place. We will make a little note here. Most of the time when generics hit the market, they decimate a company. What Keveyis is doing is it is really they're only making about 50 million in sales, so the generic is not going to be putting a whole lot of money into this, and they use a huge support structure for the people on that drug to kind of help with that. So at the moment, it seems like it's holding on its own. Of course, after several quarters, we're going to have to see if that goes. And of course, the EU version of Gvoke, again, they're going to just increase slowly as they have more markets and more sales, the better it's going to do. It's going to be a very slow rise, but a rise nonetheless. Looking at the clinical look forward. So obviously, XP8121, the phase 2 did start in Q2 2023, which is quicker than thought. And the data will probably be in the first half of 2024, which again, quicker than we thought. My target date for this is still probably around 2026, 2028 for full approval. It's going to go into a very crowded marketplace, but obviously they have with Gvoke, they have definitely some knowledge of how to handle that. So the Horizon drug partnership, obviously the drug that they're using is a $2 billion drug. They publicly stated it. The company is going to continue to try to do the formulation, which they've said they will get in 2023, which will give them $6 million. And overall, getting the drug to market, it's going to take a while, but obviously if you have this large partnership with a billion-dollar drug, that's going to help a lot more because after that, you also have Regeneron, their drug partnership. So they're moving forward with 2 drugs for testing. Didn't say what they are, but obviously one is better than 2. So we are kind of going with that and just kind of seeing where that goes from. And then, of course, Unfortunately, Merck decided not to continue the partnership. They, as far as we know, only had a single drug that they were trying to go. It did not work, or well, the formulation worked. The partnership did not. So um, that kind of sucks. But we'll definitely have a lot more on the Horizon drug partnership. Obviously, getting a $6 million boost or just completing a formulation is going to be very nice. But the overall summary, so there are definitely some positives and negatives from this call. The company is betting big on itself with an increase of sales force, but they have stated that it will be break even by the end of the year. I do have a few reservations about that statement because they will, of course, be increasing staff and R&D cost. And being able to break even seems like it's a little bit far-fetched. Obviously they increased their sales by 5 million for this quarter. If they did it again for the next 2 quarters, that's still a $10 million net loss. Again, you can kind of see if they can do it, great. I do have some reservations about it, but I think if they can manage their money well, I think they'll be okay. We will definitely look at that cash situation in the next quarterly report. But partnerships and Recorlev sales are really going to be the thing that drives the company forward. If they can get ahead in Cushing syndrome and become a first-line therapy for it, like I said, Cushing's is very huge. That is going to be very positive. And of course, getting the partnerships in route will give us free money and be able to go from there. So that is the company in a nutshell. So, hey, thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.